Well, I'm already putting today's video together. Let's see, it's the 29th. But I was looking around in my settings here, and I noticed under monetization it said application submitted and in review. Interesting. What are you doing, Minxie? What are you doing? Seriously? Just so that people know. Look, this was after my shower. Right in here. By her food. That is water in that bowl. You can clearly see it. You can clearly see it. Yet she would rather drink my dirty ass water, apparently, from my shower. Like a weirdo. There you go. I guess before I clean anything else up, I should show you the damage. Here's a bunch of pile of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. There was more sitting here, but I was able to stack a couple boxes up on there. Like, this is a lot of wasted space here that could have stacked some stuff up. But, so there's some stuff over there. Got all that stuff over here. And then more stuff, more stuff, more stuff. Because you remember, this was very open just a day or two ago. It is not as open anymore. And there was some bags here in the kitchen as well. I did get my microwave set where I wanted it. I've got some kitchen stuff here. I think there's some more kitchen stuff down there. I did buy a new coffee pot for Mom for when she comes down, which may be this weekend, it sounds like. But yeah, a bunch of more stuff to go through. There's the top of an advent calendar from before. What I did was I stacked its dirty clothes bags. So I just kind of stacked those up in here for now. I guess I've got one over here. There's Minx just lounging on the bed. What I did come to realize is with this, I have actually lost a whole closet's worth of storage space. Because I'm pretty sure, like I said, that's the main shutoff valve for the water, so I can't stack shit in front of that anyway. And there's Ref. Don't mind me. And here's the guest bed. I moved stuff around in here a little bit too already. So that is a whole thing of bills. Old bills that I do not need. And I guess I still don't really understand being an adult, but I guess I thought you had to keep the old bills for some reason in case, I don't know, tax purposes, something. I don't know why, but so this thing is all old bills that I can take and throw away. I do want to go back over to the house and maybe get some more stuff. That's dangerous, Ref. I wouldn't touch that. It's not teetering there, but it's also, I'm unsure of its stability. There's a few things over here. I've already got my bottles back up underneath there. There's actually some old, the original Sobe glass bottles in there. They're all glass bottles, actually. And an old Aunt Jemima. But this is not clicked into place because it's after midnight and I'm trying not to make too much noise. And I'm going to need to hammer that shit down before I put that in or this in. So, unfortunately, but I thought if I got the frame set up, I can at least start, sticking shit up underneath and getting it situated so that, so that I can get some of this mucho crap out of the way. But yeah, this is a process that can, organizing all this shit, figuring out all this shit, going through all this shit, condensing this shit, throwing away some of this shit, donating some other of this shit. That's a process. I've just gotta get all this stuff over from the house, and there's still stuff over at the house. All I'm really wanting to do is lay down in this bed and quit. But I already took a nap in that chair for a bit. I don't know what time we stopped carrying stuff over, but it's after midnight now, and there's some stuff I still want to go back to the house and grab. Get some bags, and I do want to go over and get trash bags so that I can throw away all those old bills and figure out what I'm going to put in that container over there. So yeah, I guess I've had my rest. It's back to it. Marilee did say that if she wakes up later, she might contact me and see if I'm still carrying stuff back and forth. So, yes, Minx. So, I may have a ride back and forth later, but not for now. It's going to be me and my 2 feet. But I did have lots of help, and lots of help the other day. Minx is licking my arm. So I very much appreciate them, and very much thank them for all the help they've given me over this past couple of days, like getting as much over here as we did. So I've definitely not been doing this on my own, for sure. So thank you all very much. Well, this is what it looks like now. Very open, very empty. Not much of anything left. This kind of became a catch-all corner where I was just kind of tossing stuff out of the way. I'm kind of like, okay, this is trash. This is, stuff I don't want, I don't care, blah, blah, blah. That kind of became this pile of stuff that needs to be thrown out or whatever. Still got my birdhouses. I gotta take my birdhouses. Got all the stuff up and around there, except for the printer. I need to get the printer. And the loot crates for the loot extravaganza that I'm probably not going to get to, at least not here anyway. It'll probably have to be over at the other house. Now there's nothing up underneath here. I do need to get Mom's shredder so that, I told her if I accidentally forget her shredder and I get locked out of the house, I'll just buy her a new one. Because that's my concern with tomorrow. Not even tomorrow, later today. It's like 2 o'clock now, 2 a.m. Sale date on the house, 9 a.m. So, I am trying to get out the last little bits of whatever I can, just to make sure that, just in case I do get locked out of the house tomorrow, I have what I want, for sure. And unfortunately, I want most of it. Well, and to know what I do and don't want, because there's already been some stuff that's went in the dumpster, over there at the new place. I've kind of got to take it with me, and dig through it later. It's kind of the plan right now. just to get it out of here as quickly as possible, and as finally as possible, I guess. So I don't know. I've been reading online where it says that there were people even after the sell date on their house. They were in the house for like. As far as I know, I have not been served a notice of eviction or anything like that. So I may have extra time to get shit out of here. But if not, I will definitely have what I want. But I mean, that's not the experience. I've heard multiple people say, I say multiple, at least 2 people, say that, like the date of the sale, boom, there was a lockbox on their house, and they were done. They couldn't get any more shit out. So everything inside belongs to the bank at that point. But I don't know if there was something I was reading about if they think your house has been abandoned, they will go ahead and like come in and change the locks, but changing the locks is different than putting a lockbox on the house, I would think, right? I don't know. I would think they'd still have to like let you get your stuff out, but I mean, maybe not. That's why I'm trying to get it out now as much as possible. And I should be doing more packing than vlogging, but here we go. Here we are. I still got to go through this pile of stuff and see what's in there. Still got a few things in the bathroom to get. This is how my bedroom ended up. Unfortunately, my old books, comics, done. As you can see, when I went to lift the box, it came out. So my comics are wet. They are ruined. I can't tell what's good and what's bad. They're all bad in that case. Because, I mean, anything, even some of them I have bagged and boarded, but they're going to have that, they're going to carry that mildew with them, and I don't want to bring that with me, So, there's a couple bags here that I can take, I think. Well, I was starting to make some bags. Here's some more clothes, some more shirts and shit that I need to take. That kind of became a trash corner to just kind of get it out of the way for now, so that I could even see back here. There's a box back around in the corner that I haven't gotten to yet to know for sure if anything back there is salvageable. Luckily, the stuff in here, I think those are my grandpa's bottles. I want to say that's like a collection my grandpa had. But they're just bottles, so I can get some paper towels. I still have paper towels over here, and wipe them off and put them in another bag and get them the fuck out of here. So that's kind of the plan with that. But yeah, everything's sitting there. The bookshelf, I can tell the bottom of it, not good. So I'm definitely not going to be taking that. But the stuff on it, I'm going to attempt to take. And here's the guest bedroom now. I'm not taking the mattress. Stuff kind of ended up in piles in here. Because once again, it was kind of like, what do I want? What am I taking? What am I not taking? I want to say there's still some stuff here in, yeah, there's some music in here. There's some bags in here. There's some books in here that I still want to take. So that is what the house looks like now. Somehow more trashed than it was before. Wow. Like some coyotes or something out there somewhere. They stopped when I turned on the camera. Somebody, I believe it was Jamie Ruiz, asked me to show off my walk that I do, because he was asking about the hill that I was talking about that was muddy the other day. and I hope you can see it. I'm only carrying my bird feeders that you can't see because it's too dark. But I'll probably speed this up for you and try to keep the commentary to a minimum. This is one of the businesses I talk about. It's not going to be in focus, but that's cool. It's like a dry cleaner or something. And I usually make use of her parking lot just to get out of the street for a minute. I think it's usually a lady that's standing in there. And then I usually check it to make sure no cars are coming. And since it's like 3:30 in the morning, there aren't. We're good. Before I step out here along the side of the road, and I usually try to carry whatever I can, my bird feeders, in this hand so it's toward the ditch and not toward the highway. And anything that I have in my other hand that is toward the highway, I try to tuck into my chest, just so that, it's not hanging out there. And there's probably plenty of room here on the shoulder, but it's just kind of one of those things that I guess I over-concerned myself with. And this is like some kind of trucking company or something. I usually stop right here in their driveway, even though, you can probably see there's plenty of shoulder there. But there's also this little strippy mall kind of place over there. And I figure, it's safer to just dart across the road and use their parking lot. Now here at the end of their parking lot is this hill that I was talking about that you totally can't see. I was hoping maybe with the street lamps or whatever, but luckily today it's cold enough. It's frozen. I don't have to worry about it. Whoop. That step was further down than I thought. I turned the sound on for a minute so you could hear that stream that I'm always talking about. It's over there in the dark. Here we are at the new door. Oof, in focus. I'll have to take a look at that clip. And see how long it actually is, because I've never timed it to see how long the walk actually is, but it's definitely easier at night. 3:30 in the morning, 3:41, 3:42 in the morning. No cars, no businesses, just me and the road. And a bunch of shit. The sun is coming up. Forgot about one last round of shirts. Oh my god. This fucking hill. Oh, and Steve knocked over the deer. Broke off more of one of its antlers. I think I'm gonna look badass enough walking down the street like that. You wanna try to take my house? On guard. As I'm wandering around in here, I keep hearing like car doors open and shut on me. And it's like, I know it's probably the neighbors, but I can't help but like peek outside just to make sure it's not like somebody from the bank coming to lock it down. I keep trying to think what, like, if this is my last trip, because the auction starts in an hour, so I don't know what that means for me and having access to this place, but you know, like if this is my last trip, what would I want to take? So I keep thinking I should take my food, since it's food. And all this other stuff, you know. Like my printer. If I don't take my printer, I need to buy another one. Ain't a big deal, you know. A lot of these boxes, I'm not going to be able to carry them myself anyway. So, and it's still cold. It's still the morning. So I might actually be able to get my food. So that may be what comes with me. Oh, and probably this. Couldn't leave behind my Choco Fizz. I believe I just found shit from that I bought for the NRO float trip and then didn't end up using. I think we were only there for a day, maybe. Well, maybe 2 days. We got there one night, did the float trip the second day, and then went home the next, so wasn't really much time to shower anyway. I just remembered, if there's one thing, if I don't get the rest of that box of rocks over there, the one thing I do have to get is this one. I got this from, I guess he was my uncle, George and Beulah, uncle and aunt, I guess, in Montana, in his backyard. He said if you could find a piece that was shiny in the sun, or was shiny in the shade, you'd found a piece of gold. I mean, you know, it's not sunny in here, but you can see that shining pretty good. So, I mean, maybe that's just a thing he told us kids to keep us busy while the adults had conversations. But, yeah, I found this in his backyard. So this has to come with me. And, you know, the thing is, sisters, sibling rivalry. I picked it up and I showed it to Tracy. And she was like, I think you just found me a piece of gold. And I like grabbed it back and I was like, I just found me a piece of gold. Sassy bitch at a young age, tell you what. This one's also pretty cool. I don't know if I found this one up in Montana. I don't really remember wherever it came from. I'm glad I found it. 10 minutes to go until auction, and Mom's shredder is making it out. So that's what the the auction event or whatever starts at 9. I don't know, you know, what time my house will actually be on the block, so to speak, to go. So I'm just going to kind of come back and forth and grab what I can. Hopefully those loot crates. Well, it's now 9:20. I don't know how long these things usually last, but I guess it's possible someone else owns my home now. So, or not. Who knows? I was still able to get in, at least so far. So, I don't know about later today. We'll have to see on that. I'm here to get the loot crates, at least. Whatever else I can get is a bonus, I guess, at this point. Tiffany actually showed me a way to where I could find out what happened to my house. But I don't know how long it takes the website to update, so I don't know if it's like an instantaneous thing or what, but maybe I'll check it when I get back to the apartment and see. Holy shitballs, I'm way out of focus. Is it because I'm cold? There we go, cold-hearted snake. Ooh. Well, I was going to sit down for a minute, out of curiosity, with my vanilla Coke, and check the website. No new information yet. Doesn't say. Oh wait, completed. Reverted to beneficiary. It's up the top. Reverted to beneficiary. Does that mean the bank? Maybe? I guess I could do a quick little Googling. Well, according to this website that I just found here, where somebody asked a question about what does it mean when a foreclosed property status is revert to beneficiary? How much time do we have to move, or should we move? Blah, 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 blah. The answer this person got was, unfortunately, the bank has foreclosed on your home. That is what revert to beneficiary means. No one was willing to purchase the property at the trustee's sale because the debt was more than your home's current value. The bank will notify you of the foreclosure and advise you to vacate within 3 days. If you refuse to leave, they will initiate an unlawful detainer action, which should take about 45 days to wind its way through the court system. The sheriff will then arrive at your door and lock you out of the house. So, the best course of action for you is to simply leave the property. It may be possible to receive some compensation from the bank for relocation expenses. This is generally referred to as cash for keys. You can ask the bank if they offer this. It is not a good idea to force the bank to do an unlawful detainer action. This will show on your credit report for many years. That's what's not good in the first place, so here we go. Take that hammer a little bit more. Chip away, chip away. And make it very difficult to rent another property. Here I am. So, I am very sorry for your current troubles. I hope things get better for you very soon. Hello. The kitties are... This is what happens when I sit down for 5 seconds. Somebody says, the bank is in a real mess here at this point. I have owned real property for 30 years, and the bank does not have the right to place anything on a tenant credit report because they do not have agreement with the tenant. Blah, blah, blah. Referee's over there checking on the bag. I think I'm filming him. That sure looks like a cat from the side, especially since it just moved. So, that seems to say to me, let me see if I can find another website. What does completed revert to beneficiary mean? Revert to beneficiary just means that the property went back to the bank. This occurs when nobody bids at the sale or the property did not sell for full value / value set by bank. Is there more to this? Oh, this just took me to the same fucking page. Okay. Revert to beneficiary question. Hi, can anyone explain what this means? Home had an auction date of 9/25/13. Latest statement said accumulated fees. That was a lot of fees. Blah, 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 blah. Revert to beneficiary. Not exactly sure what this means. Did the bank finance company buy it for... Does this mean I am liable for the difference of $19,730? Next step to prepare for. Home was rental in Nevada and I live in California. Just looked up the site property posting and entered the blah, blah, blah. The opening bid was blah, blah, blah. And I said blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. Revert to beneficiary simply means they were quoting the person's question. So I was just rereading what I already read. Reverting to beneficiary simply means that the property went back to the bank. This generally happens when there are no bidders at the sale or the property did not sell for full value set by the bank. If there are renters in the property, they may be approached by an agent shortly to discuss relocation assistance and or the time before they will need to vacate the property under the PTFA. Blah, 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 blah. So, it sounds like I might have a few extra days. Maybe. Those are very short answers on this webpage. So it seems from multiple websites that I finally found, most banks list them. I don't know what that person asked. It says, newbie here, guys, and I appreciate you fine folks' insight on this matter. I recently saw a property in my neighborhood that was in auction, and when I got to the auction a few minutes late, I was told it was reverted back to beneficiary. Can someone explain to me what happens to properties that get reverted back to the bank? Do they eventually decide to re-auction them or hold it for themselves? Can I get in touch with the bank to negotiate a deal? Cheers, Curious Rookie. Most banks list them on the MLS. Purchasing direct from the bank off market is uncommon. Maybe some very small banks will allow it. Most banks have rules requiring them to be listed on MLS. This is someone buying the house that got foreclosed on, so they become REO for the lender. I don't know what that means. REO. They often spend months languishing and being neglected while the paperwork process happens at the lender. The lenders have a REO department who contracts with realtors who specialize in selling REO. They list the property with one of those brokers. So that's the one that's, excuse me, they were answering more of a question of buying a house that had went for blah, blah, blah. Now that I am sitting down, I think the brain has stopped. See more butts. See more butts. Go the fuck away, Eli. Get off my dick. That looks like a lot of words, and I don't think I can process them. So, it sounds like I might have a few extra days to get that last little bitties out of my house. So, that sounds like an okay thing to me. I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. And then I was like waiting. I was like, well, let's see if they leave a voicemail. And they did. So I checked it, thinking it's like, well, maybe somebody from the bank, getting in contact with me or whatever. But no, it was the city letting me know my sewer bill was delinquent. So something I'm not going to have to worry about here fairly soon. So I was like, well, maybe I should save the number. That's what I originally thought. I should just save the number in my phone and then I'll recognize it next time. Not going to be a next time. I caught her in violence. Do you have something in your mouth? Oh, you lost it. Oh, go get it. Go get it. Yeah. Yeah. Clean yourself. It's good to be diligent in battle, but also hygienic. It's still there. Just make it one for a while. I'm debating if I want to roll the punches. I have rolled the punches, roll the dices, and roll the bases in my head. It may have been a long night. Yeah, I was like, well, since it sounds like they have to actually send me, once again, a notice from what this website was saying, like, should I go over and grab a few more things, just in case the bank is douchey and puts a lockbox on the house and I can't get back in? Or should I gamble and just take off my shoes and relax and say, well, I probably got 3 more days to get the last bits of that stuff. So, if so, Mom and I could probably grab it this weekend while she's here, I would think. But it's cherry or vanilla Coke. But anyway, we shall see. I think with the way my feet are bitching at me, I think taking a gamble is worth it. I'm just gonna close my eyes for 5 minutes. Rest my glutes. Napped until this. I'm curious to go over to the house and see if I can still get in. But I've got to get motivated first. So maybe at 3:20? I guess at this point, it probably doesn't really matter what time I go over. Either I'm locked out of the house or I'm not. So if I wait an hour or 12, it's the same result. What I'm saying is, I might as well just sit here with these white chocolate M&Ms that I found. Is it peanut? White chocolate peanut M&Ms that I found. I just relax instead of rushing to get the next box or get the next bag or figure out what's going next. Mufasa. Feel the energy. Dusty. Well, now it's 7:20. I may have fallen asleep again. Professionalism. Well, it is 40 degrees out there, so that doesn't sound bad at all. Curiosity's gotten the better of me, and I need to go over and check to see if I can still get in the house. Plus, one of the things that was supposed to be delivered says it was delivered yesterday and handed off or something. I'm like, well, there's a problem if it was handed off, because it was not handed off to me. So maybe they mean, I don't know. It was supposedly delivered yesterday. So let's go see if that's there today, maybe, for some weird, odd reason. I think, well, no, I don't know how that works, because it all has to be scanned. Because they did miss a day, thanks to the snow. That may be the package that was on my door that Marilee took. Because there was a package on my door. Because I remember we talked about, we thought they skipped a day. I thought they said the USPS was shut down for a day because of the snow. Where that package ended up? I don't know. Found it. How about you pick a lane, buddy? I still want to go over to the house, check for any mail I got today. There's still some shit coming in from Wish. That, may or may not have gotten delivered. And plus, there's the curiosity. I kind of forgot about the Pokemon plushes I ordered. I've got more of those on the way. And I must have read this wrong, because I thought this said he was 15 feet tall, but it must have said inches. Always lying about the size. Well, I left the lights on, and they look to still be on, so that's a good sign. Another loot crate, but it's in the dark, so you can't tell. Haha. I don't see any notices on the door or anything, so I'm still in. Well, out of curiosity, I checked the mail just to see. I guess, if they send out a letter, it probably wouldn't be in the same day. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see what that holds. I might end up with a notice on the door or a letter in the mail. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But that's tomorrow, and for today, I can still get in here. So, and I'm sure even if I get notice, it'll give me a certain number of days to be out. So, sorry I worked you so hard, everybody. Marilee, Katie, Steve, Chance, Kelsey and Zach, all y'all, thank you very much for your help. And of course, Mom. Mom helped me take the first load over, and she's coming down this weekend, so she might be helping me take the last load too. We'll see. But yeah, I can get this. There's just a little bit of stuff left. There's like that. I still need to finish going through this little pile here, but I think pretty much all that's left is the couple horror block loot crate, this old machine-y thing, my box of rocks. I'm not sure what's in that box there. I need to get my curtains, and my poster, definitely, and all the rest of the stuff in here on the bookshelves. I need to get that. Yeah, all that ended. Well, there's one box in there that I think is sitting on top of another box, so I think it's safe to assume it's possibly safe. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut that off. I get that box, and all that's kind of crappity crap. That's some stuff in that box, and then I'm not gonna lose my 2-in-1 guest bed, blow up guest bed, because I was really wanting to get that out of here, but it's motherfucking heavy, so there's no way I was carrying that. And then whatever random crap is left here in this closet. And that's pretty much it. So we got it mostly out. Oh, and whatever these little boxes are here in the hallway. Unless they're wet too, I can't really tell. But yeah, I'll turn this off. Just to make it look different in the house. You know, I gotta get my thingity thing there. My whatchamahoo-hoo. I don't know. I've taken 2 naps and my brain still isn't functioning. It'll get there, I guess. But, yeah, my, thought the word would come to me in that time. It didn't. Shower curtain. Boom! There it is. Just give me 20 minutes. I can finish a thought. Sure, why not? Oh, goodness. Okay. But that is it for today. I will come back and get my mail. So I want to just set it inside. Yeah, I mean, it's been sitting out there all day just fine, but you never know who's prowling around the area. I'm bringing it in because I am going to have a little celebratory dinner. Plus, I don't think I've eaten in over 24 hours. Well, I also took a shower because I had not taken a shower since Wednesday night. I don't know. I felt kind of grody after all that moving. Because it was a bunch of moving, sleeping, moving, sleeping, moving, sleeping, moving, sleeping. Somewhere in there. I don't know. Long couple of days, right? But anyway. I mean, I've been through a lot today, I guess. And if there's one thing that I've learned that's the most important is if you think you might have to poop, poop. It's kind of a long walk home,